If anything else I do doesn't filter people, this one will. For sure. The first one today. Explaining nose ring theory by the Dadvocate. I mean, at this point, it's not really a theory anymore, is it? They all share the same personality, the same beliefs. It's like really odd. Every time, the thing is like, this is a hot take, but every time I see somebody with a nose ring, I know what opinions they hold, so I don't need to talk with them about them. That's the problem I have, unfortunately. Why they make it their whole personality, I never know. No clue. You know, they not enter my profile, but they already have some info about me. Copycat called Olicalcus. Weird. Huh. Odd. Anyways, we'll jump in. 6 will apparently only be $20. That's not bad. That's not bad. And you get a good game.
Hey again, guys. I've got a fun one for you today that I think you're gonna find interesting. Nose ring theory. And I just know that when I say that, half of you are gonna be confused and the other half of you somehow know exactly what I'm talking about, even if you've never heard of it before.
I know exactly what she's talking about.
I will explain everything I've learned about this theory, show you some examples, and then give you my 2 cents on this whole thing. So to take you on the journey that I went down to get here, I'll show you the video that I first saw that introduced me to this whole thing.
So I'm 24 years old, and I've been trying my hand at dating men, specifically, for probably about 5-6 years now, in a serious way. I'm single at the moment. My boyfriend and I just broke up recently, and I have probably dated about like 4 to 5 men, seriously. Keep running into the same issues every single time I date a man, and I've been trying to like really get to the root of what it is. And now I know what you're thinking. You probably have a type. I do not have a type. These men don't know each other. They're not friends. They're not from the same area. They don't look alike. I really do not have a type. The only thing that these men have in common is that they are men. I really have been reflecting a lot.
Well, the only thing that they all also have in common is that they dated you. This sounds like a you problem, not a men problem, sorry. Because if all the men you've dated sucked, maybe the men did not suck. Maybe you suck. Pause. Okay, maybe she does too, I don't know.
And trying to figure out what like the root of all these issues is.
It's you. It's you. It's you, and it's that thing hanging around here.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I'm not.
That's what it is. Yet all of them dated you. Yeah, that's everything they have in common, right? Is her.
Not the reason that any of these relationships ended. One of the main issues that I've come to recognize is that I don't think men are really socialized to know what it means to truly love someone, like love their partner and care.
Interesting. Yet it is usually women that, first of all, initiate most of the divorces, are mostly focused on material gain before entering a relationship and status. That's odd. That's weird. Chat, that's weird. I feel like that's weird. Piercing at the nose bridge. I'm gonna say it, most piercings do not look good. If they're in the face. Or ears? Sure, but in the face, most of them do not look good. Does she not hear the irony when she says that out loud? She does not. Got the first SAO game on sale. Now I have every SAO game. Congratulations. Here, a star. You're a good noodle.
For their partner. Obviously, I'm not saying this is all men, but I think it's just not normalized for them to like, I don't know, just like, I guess I don't know how to phrase it. What I'm saying, for example, is that every single one of these men individually has looked me in my eyes and told me that I am the love of their life, I'm the most important person in their life, that they would take a bullet for me, and every single one of them has treated me horribly, okay? I don't know about you, but when I tell somebody they're the love of my life and that they're the person.
Maybe they say that, then you do something that makes it abundantly clear that you're not. And then, also, I feel like, here's a problem. Maybe they're reciprocating the way you treat them. So they're giving you the energy that you give them back. See, I don't know anything about her relationships. I have no insight. Maybe by some off chance. Actually, genuinely, all the dudes sucked. All of the dudes sucked. But then it's again also your fault because you're picking the dudes. And if you suck, then still your fault. In a way. The Frankenstein piercing looking good from side to side. Drilling through the skull itself, bro.
Person I care about the most, I show it. I'm treating them accordingly. Part of it that really trips me up is that they believe it. They actually believe in their heart that I'm the love of their life and I'm the person they care about the most. I started calling it out. I would be like, you do not love me and you do not care about me. Like, point blank period. Otherwise you wouldn't be treating me badly. And they will argue and they get genuinely offended. They get offended. I honestly pity them because I don't think they're socialized to know what that means. And I don't know.
Ah, yes. Chat. Ah, yes. I love you. You're the love of my life. No, you do not love me. You don't. If that's the response they're getting, yeah, no shit. Yeah, no shit. Chat, how do we react if you tell somebody that you love them and then they tell you back, no, you do not? I wonder how someone would react. I think not that pleasantly. Though I think instead of treating you horribly, they should have just dropped you. I do agree with the fact that they should have dropped you immediately. Because when these stupid games happen, yeah, good luck, bro. Riposo. Bye-bye. I don't mind snake bite piercings, but I'm not really into kissing anyways, so snake bites are cool. Okay. Interesting.
How to get it across in a meaningful way to them. They just don't listen. And I'll be like, okay, you wouldn't have done this bad thing to me if you actually loved me in the way that you say you do. That is not what love is. That's not what love is. When you love someone, you don't do things to intentionally or even unintentionally hurt them. Why is that?
Okay, intentionally, okay. Though that depends, right? If you're trying to do something stupid, and I intend to stop you, and not doing that stupid thing does hurt you, not as much, obviously, as doing the stupid thing, then I can understand it. This does not make sense in my head. This does not make sense in my head. And unintentionally, if you do it unintentionally, how can you control that? The new atelier is on September 26th. Okay. I'm probably not going to be streaming at September 18th because new Demon Slayer movie. I'm going to probably watch that in the theater.
Considered love to you. I'm just I don't know where it's coming from. I honestly pity them because that has to be awful, but I can't handle it anymore, dude.
So in this video, this girl is describing her troubles with finding a good man. She insists that she doesn't have a type, that none of these men really have anything in common, but for some reason in the end, they always end up treating her horribly. And this led many in the comments to speculate that it must be something about her that is the common denominator. And unfortunately, since it's such a short TikTok video and we don't really get much insight onto greater parts of her personality, and she's not very open about what her most major flaws are to figure out why she's attracting such mean men or why her relationships are always driven to turmoil, people began to theorize, because it's one of the most noticeable things about her, that it could potentially have to do with the amount of piercings she has. In fact, these two comments right next to each other.
The piercing theory is true. Don't know, don't care. Nose ring theory. It might be. It might genuinely be. It might genuinely be a red flag. The gauges disgust me, especially the yo-yo-sized ones. Why? Interesting. I just generally don't find piercings attractive. Usually they make a face worse. They usually don't, I'll be honest, they usually don't add much.
Say the piercing theory is so true with over 700 likes. And again, Don't know, don't care, nose ring theory with over 1,200 likes. So you might be wondering, like I did, what about having a bunch of metal in your face would cause someone to treat you poorly? I mean, sure, the style isn't everyone's type, but these men were clearly attracted enough to her to date her, so then what is it that's causing the relationships to not go well? So I decided to look into what these men were referencing when they talked about the piercing theory or the nose ring theory. And this was the top video I found.
Have y'all ever heard of the septum piercing theory? If you have a septum piercing, you may not want to look it up, but I'm always the last person to hear about shit. So this is common knowledge. It's dead ass. It's actually dead ass. Because it says that every person that has a septum piercing makes their trauma their entire personality.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, sure. I agree with that. That's part of it for sure. What does a clock do when it's hungry? It goes back 4 seconds. Oh my goodness.
And she agrees? It's dead ass.
Like I said, dead ass.
Damn, straight from the horse's mouth. Or maybe I should say straight from the bull's mouth.
But it's a cow. 'Cause woman. Huh? Sure.
You know, because you get it. And if even the person with the nose ring is saying it's true, I mean, there's gotta be something there. And this is just even more hilarious when we take that theory and then reference back to the first video where the girl was making her relationship trauma her entire personality. Okay, that might have been a little reductive. After all, it was just one video. Surely her entire profile isn't like that.
Yo, you guys never told me how cool it is to have a dad. Like, this is a secret that's been kept from me, okay? I grew up with
This may explain a lot, actually. Okay, well, here we have the answer. Once again, it's trauma. It's terrible.
3 moms. My mommy issues are off the charts.
Oh, bro. I should have not stopped like this. I'm sorry, Dadvocate. I'm sorry. 3 moms, bro, is cooked. What the fuck is this?
Okay, sure, I mean...
That's better. Yeah. 3 moms. I wouldn't survive this.
So maybe she doesn't have a dad and has a ton of self-proclaimed mommy issues, but that doesn't mean trauma's her entire personality.
I have psoriasis. Not like a little psoriasis, like all over my entire body. When I tell you, my whole body looks like this.
Okay, so she has...
Okay, her personality is trauma, all of it. The 100%. 0% therapy, 100% drama.
a bit of medical trauma too, but I mean, there's more to her.
Nothing normal can ever happen to me. I think I attract chaos.
Okay, so attracting chaos, it might be a little red flag, but I mean, there's gotta be something normal here.
Not to be a man-hater or anything. Actually, no, fully to be a man-hater. Fully to be a man-hater.
Oh, okay, I guess she also just doesn't like men. I mean, you could have brought that up when you were theorizing on why your relationships with men might be going poorly. I'm starting to connect the dots. Now, when I first started looking into nose ring theory, I didn't think that I would take it seriously.
That's the part that infuriates me the most, right? That's the part that infuriates me the most. That is something that angers me. You say you hate men, but you date men. It makes no sense. This is like I'm getting diarrhea because I'm lactose intolerant, but I eat dairy. It's like I hate dairy because I'm lactose intolerant, but I eat dairy. What is this? I guess that's why they say if you have tattoos anywhere on your head, it's because of some trauma. I thought it was tattoos everywhere, regardless. Like, anywhere. I need the definition of trauma. Be slip on a banana peel, or be a victim of war will be called the same. True. I've never actively seen somebody slip on a banana there.
At all. I thought it would just be a good laugh. But the more I looked into it, the more I think that it might actually hold some weight, because I did find quite a number of studies that have strong correlations between individuals with a lot of piercings and tattoos and how they are perceived and who they attract. This study seems to indicate that people with piercings...
Like, I really get frustrated when I see women complain about men, but date men. Don't want to interact with men, but all they're talking about is dudes. Like, why are you talking about the things that make you miserable? If dudes make you miserable, why do you keep talking about dudes? This goes, by the way, same for the dudes. Like, you don't want to interact with women. You hate women. Why would you interact and continue to talk about women? It makes no sense. But you know, I mean, for every small unpleasant thing people say today, trauma, so I call the language police to their job. I guess. The thing is that that's obviously, I think that's individual, but I also think that I do agree that not everything is trauma, right? People can go through all sorts of horrible things and not be traumatized.
Piercings and tattoos scored significantly higher than those without for sensation-seeking and risk-taking behaviors. This other study that I found seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos, specifically women, scored...
Germany! Hamburg!
Significantly higher for extroversion and assertiveness, meaning they are more aggressive socially. This study that I found in Psychology Today examines how people with tattoos and piercings are perceived, and the most popular finding was that they are perceived to be more sexually promiscuous, and that they tend to attract people who are looking for more casual relationships than serious ones.
Bro. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Not that wrong. The theory on both tattoos and piercings. Huh, interesting.
And many other studies seem to point to people with piercings and tattoos having higher correlations with impulsivity and more experience with trauma and adversity. This study from BMC Psychology seemed to find a strong correlation between body modifications and people who experienced childhood abuse and neglect. And this one really stood out to me. This one found a notable prevalence of individuals with a high number of body modifications and borderline personality disorder. Now, this is not to say that individuals with piercings...
So you're saying... Nah, obviously, not all of them. But you're saying that the likelihood somebody has BPD is greater in people that do body modifications, for example, tattoos, and piercings. Would that include... Wait, let me go back. Did it just say anything about, disorders, self-injury, and relate... Okay. Body modifications, does that also include surgery? Like, does that include beauty surgeries and shit?
Personality disorder. Now, this is not to say that individuals with piercings and tattoos are all degenerate problem children undeserving of love. I myself have a belly button piercing and an entire side piece, and I find myself...
I know a person who got shot by her own belly button piercing. Just saying. I know a lady. I know a girl in school that got shot by her own piercing because it just, like, went inside and disappeared. Life was too rough for her, apparently. Are they saying Yakuza are all wrong in the head? Do you think somebody who commits crime or is part of the mafia is normal in the head? If we knew tattoos originally came from barbaric tribes and pagan sorcery, it'll help to make them less popular. I don't know.
To be pretty well adjusted and have had a lot of success in my relationships. But it does beg the question, Could there be any legitimacy to the nose ring theory, or is it mostly just something that jerks shout at people they disagree with online when they happen to have a nose ring? My ultimate conclusion? Probably both. Obviously, even with all of these studies and research papers, you're never going to be able to make a correct, sweeping blanket generalization about every one kind of person who looks a certain way. In the case of the first video we watched, where the girl is describing her issues with relationships with men, we know that people did at least initially find her very attractive, as she even cites at the end of the video that I cut off that both men and women have described completely falling in love with her. And when I first listened to her story, I wasn't even making any judgments about her physical appearance. I was truly waiting for the other shoe to drop of when she was going to describe some consistent patterns of behavior that might lead to all of this correlation. In her case, I definitely think that being a vocal man-hater was probably the linchpin in the disruption in her relationships with men, but certainly not all women with piercings and tattoos.
Boys. If she says she hates men, okay? When she says she hates men, except you, she will eventually. She will eventually. Do not date women that hate you. You cannot fix her. Thank you. Next.
Feel that way. In fact, here are some examples of super pierced and tattooed girls in very happy relationships with men.
Or was in danger. Well, this is as nothing saying as the clips. The clip earlier.
What is this? What is this, please?
Also, it's so funny how they always go for the nerdy gamer guys. But this is what makes the nose ring theory so complex.
Because we can't cheat. We got no time for women. We got no time. I must get the next shiny. I have no time to talk to other women. What do you mean? It just makes sense. Nerds are unbeatable as partners. And the best boyfriends are also made in the fire of evil exes. Just saying. You know, Yakuza isn't that much into a crime. Yakuza that much into mafia business. Still, I don't think you're mentally well if you commit crime. That means you have a lack of impulse control. And you definitely lack empathy. Somebody could say that there's definitely a chance that you aren't mentally stable.
Because if the first video were to be enough to prove that it's accurate, then...
Also, it doesn't matter if the Yakuza isn't much into killing. They're not longer much into anything, because there is less and less in Japan. The Yakuza are a dying breed. Because they haven't adapted to the digital era.
All of these other videos should be enough to disprove it, right? At the end of the day, the nose ring theory is just that. A theory, an idea worth discussing. Is it true that people with a lot of tattoos and piercings tend to be a bit more rebellious, chaotic, and traumatized? Yeah, probably, but does it make them inherently undateable? No. Some of them are. Some of them are absolutely undateable, but not all of them. As with most things, it's a case-by-case scenario, and it's always more important to pay attention to how a person behaves or what they believe in than it is to try and find secret clues in how they look or dress. Anyway, that has been my analysis on nose ring theory. If you liked my coverage, please drop a like on the video, consider subscribing. We are so close to the big 500,000, the big 500,000 subscribers, and drop any comments that you you have on the subject down below, because that also helps boost me in the algorithm and grow my channel. And if you want even more from me than you can find here, consider joining my Patreon at patreon.com/thedadvocate for early access to my videos, exclusive content, and exclusive merch that you can't get anywhere else. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the very end. I will catch you in the next one.
Look how proud she looks. Yakuza simply a business, a much better business than Ubisoft. Accurate. I don't like mafia businesses, but I don't like the government and others either. True and real. A theory I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen it as well. I've seen it as well. I've seen it as well. I know a bunch of people that went through trauma and have a nose ring, a septum piercing, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think it doesn't apply to everyone, but it appears to be a red flag, at least online. Like when somebody, like I said, when somebody online wears it, they make content, there's a chance that they oftentimes have nothing of value to say. I already know their opinions, which sucks, but you know, for those that are not like that, but it is what it is. I believe in it. Partially. We'll see. Same with tattoos. That appears also to be a red flag, at least according to studies, both of them. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.